Okay, so just a quick one today. Going to take a look at Fat Old Son, but the live version Gilmour did live in Gdansk, also the Royal Albert Hall, again using Helix and my JTV 69. It's only going to be a quick one, only two snapshots for it, just an acoustic, as well as the lead tone, which we'll talk about in a bit. So it's the usual score with the acoustic for me. I've got going into the preamp, gain at 5, level only at 5 on this one. I've got some EQ, boosting the highs and boosting the mids and taking out some of the low. And again, we're using the pitch echo to try and get a almost like a doubled effect, just to thicken the sound out. Everything else is bypassed until we get into the reverb. I'm just going to use a hall reverb, and it's at about 34%. For the actual guitar itself, we're on acoustic 5 and everything's up full. We have got the input gate on with the threshold and decay. It doesn't take anything away, so that is on for us on this. So we'll just take a quick listen to the acoustic and how it sounds. There we go, so just a basic acoustic sound really. Okay, so the next snapshot is going to be for the solo. So, on this one, we're into the Telecaster bridge model. That's what he looks like he's using on the videos, or it is what he's using. And we're going into a volume pedal. Now with the volume pedal, we can roll it back to 60% for a rhythm sound and up to 100 for the lead. Now, hitting the red squeeze at 75% on the mix, 2.5, just for a bit of compression. And then we're into an even split. Doing some research, he used a Pete Cornish G2, which is allegedly Pete Cornish's idea of a cross between a rat and a muff. Well, we've not got one in Helix, so I've tried to make one. And by doing that, I've put a rat on the top and a muff on the bottom, and you get some really interesting results. So on the triangle fuzz, 5.5 on the sustain, tone is 7, level is 7, 6 for the gain for the rat, filter 3.5 and level 8. They then rejoin into the preamp as always, all the way down into the amp, which is going to be the high watt at sort of standardish settings for my Gilmour stuff. Got a bias and the bias X up on it to help with some sustain. The old dual cab setup as ever, 57 dynamics on both, one 12 inches off and the other 1 inch off. Then into some EQ, boosting the mids around between 800 and 900 hertz, and also boosting the highs at around 6.4 kilohertz. A little bit of delay, not much. Dotted eighth notes again, set to 81 beats per minute, which is the track. Use the vintage digital, set to 16 bits, 48 kilohertz for the sample rate, 18% on the mix there, with trails on. And then we're into the hall reverb again. Okay. It's not been a particularly easy sound to sort of get, but have a listen. And see what you think of it. So there you go. I think I've got pretty close with it. It's sort of got like a almost mid-range quacky sound to it. And again, I tried to be as authentic as I can with the actual equipment I used on the night, and just trying to get as close as I can to that Cornish G2. Again, guys, if you like it, let me know. Say something in the comments box. Give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe. Any requests, let me know. The next one's going to be a big one. I'm going to be doing the entirety of Shine On You Crazy Diamond, so all the main tones for you to play along to for your backing tracks.